one of the most important things that we have to think about when it comes to securing virtual machines is keeping those virtual machines updated. Now, if you're dealing with an IaaS scenario, infrastructure as a service, where you are under control of the operating system of a virtual machine, that's something you got to worry about. Now, if you're utilizing a PaaS-based service, platform as a service, then you're not under the control of the operating system. You're just under control of the apps, so you don't really have to stress out about it as much, because Microsoft will handle making sure security updates and all that are there. But again, if we are in control of the VMs, we have to consider that. All right. So here I am on portal.azure.com. I'm going to click the menu button here and go to the virtual machines blade, and I've created a virtual machine called WinServer1. So I'm going to click on WinServer1, and then I'm going to scroll down a little bit here, and you're going to see a blade under operations called updates. Now, there's two different approaches when it comes to dealing with updates. And one is you can do what is known as an Azure automation account. So you can actually sign up for what is known as an Azure automation account, and you can manage your virtual machines updates using an Azure automation account, which is sort of the old way of going about it. And you go right here and you can create an Azure automation account. And the thing about an Azure automation account is it can do more than just manage updates, and it's also more expensive. It's a more expensive solution because you have to pay for that, and you may just need it for updates. You may not need it for all the other capabilities that it has. And I'm not really going over Azure automation accounts in this video, so I'm not going to get into all the things it can do, but there's a lot of things that an Azure automation account can do. But what Microsoft has now added, which is what we really want to focus on here, is the ability to go right here under guest operating system updates, and we can see total updates, update history, scheduling, all of that right here. And they've made this very, very easy for us to control on our virtual machine. We can go right here for check for updates if we want. We can trigger an assessment to go ahead and run through. And of course this takes time, but it will do an assessment and provide us information on what updates are available. And if we want to force a one-time update, we can do that. All right. You can schedule updates if you want, so you have the ability to perform scheduling, and it will make you create this little maintenance configuration. But I wouldn't do that until it actually goes through the process of checking the update assessment. All right. Once the update assessment and all that is complete, then at that point you would say, oh, okay, well, I have updates that I need to install. All right. I can also go to Update Management Center, and I can look at all of the updates as a whole. And this is really fantastic because, again, the old automation account method, you had to manage all your updates through that, and there was a lot more going on there than just updates. They've got it all in one place now for us. So I can very easily see all of my virtual machines. I've only got one, but I can see all of my virtual machines. I've also got the ability to use what's called Arc, which I'm not really explaining in this video, but I'll give it to you in a nutshell. Arc is, of course, something that can link to your on-premise environment, and you could also be managing your virtual machine updates from your on-premise side as well, which is really, really cool. All right. And but you can see here any installations that have gone through, any kind of failed or completed, warnings, pending updates. You can also, of course, they've got Linux updates here. Of course, I've got a Windows server, but you got Linux involved there as well. All right, and again, you can see your specific virtual machine. It says, all right, I've done my assessment. There's 4 pending updates. Let's go right there. That brings us back over to our server. All right. And we can see the updates here. It even tells us if there's going to be a reboot required here. Okay, so if I want to force if it's going to need to do a reboot, it's letting you know ahead of time that that's going to be the case. All right. So I can go here to one-time update right here. Windows Server got 4 pending updates. All right. Next. All right. Select updates to be installed. So specific updates So I can say include a specific update classification, KB. I could exclude or include a patch publishing date as well, which is neat. I can set a specific date if I want. I can select all, add all the updates here that I want, or if you just wanted to update, specify a specific classification, you could do that as well. All right. So we'll click next, and then you don't want to do a reboot. I'll say if the reboot is required, never reboot, always reboot. We'll say reboot is required. Okay, we can set the maintenance window. They tell you this is specify amount of time that it's going to take to deploy the updates in minutes. So you can have a maintenance window, a period of time where that's going to happen. And then at that point you click install. And we've now triggered our updates to be installed on our server. Okay. And so as you can see, it's very, very easy to manage the updates now on virtual machines. It's much easier now than when we used to deal with automation accounts. All right, I gave it a few minutes, and the updates did officially get installed. You can see that it took about, well, it says it took a couple of minutes, but I would say it actually took a little bit longer than that. It took maybe about 10 minutes or so. But the updates did get installed, and we can see that there's no more updates available because the updates have officially been installed. We can click on history. We can see that that has happened. And so as you can see, it's very easy to manage these updates and get these updates installed on your virtual machines. Hey, this is John Christopher. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I want you to know that I'm trying really hard to grow this channel, so I hope you'll give me a like and a subscribe. Also, if you'll check the description in this video, I've got a link for you that can show you how you can get access to all my different courses. I have lots of different Microsoft certification courses that'll help you pass your exam. All right, thanks a lot for watching the video, and I hope to see you again.